Okay, what we're going to look at here is whether a term is actually in a sequence, because we jump from term to term in the sequence. If you look at example 3, 8's not in that sequence, neither's 2. Okay, so what we want to decide is, are these numbers in the given sequences or are they not? Um, we have to go back to when we solved equations to really help us so we can solve any of these problems. We've been given the term number, well, the term, which is in example 1, it's 64, and we've been given the sequence. So they've worked out the sequence for us. Okay, so the way we do that is we set ourselves up an equation. So what we're saying is, if this is in the sequence, then it's going to be 6n is equal to 64. This sequence will be equal to 64. Now, if you remember, the n values are whole numbers. You have the first term, the second term, the third term, the fourth term, the fifth term, the sixth term, and so on. So all of this n value should be a whole number. If I can solve this equation and I show that n is a whole number, then it's in the sequence. If it's not a whole number, then it's not in the sequence. So the way we solve this equation is, remember, we undo what's being done on to the letter. So this is 6 times n. So to undo 6 times, we divide by 6. So we divide both sides by 6. Okay, 6n divided by 6 will just be left with n. So my n number, my term number, will be 64 divided by 6. Now I can't see whether that's a whole number straight away, so what I'll do is I'll simplify this and see what we get. Let's divide everything by 2, and we get 32 over 3. How many 3's go into 32? Well, I get 10 whole amounts into the 30, and then I'll have 2 of them remaining, so that won't give me a whole number. That will be 10 and 2/3. So this is not in the sequence because not a whole number for n, so not in the sequence. If you figure out that that n value is a whole number, then it is in the sequence. Okay, so let's have a look at example 2. Is 121 in this sequence? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 4n plus 1 equals 121. And then I'm going to try and solve this. So looking at the left hand side, I've got 4 times n, then plus 1. So I need to undo this. The first thing I'll undo is the plus 1, and to do that I'll subtract 1. And if I do it to the left hand side, I do it to the right hand side. So we're left with 4n equals 120. I now need to undo the 4 times bit, so I'll divide by 4 on both sides, and I get n equals 120 divided by 4. Well, let's see if this fraction simplifies to a whole number. I can divide the top and the bottom by 2, so I get 60 over 2, and I can do it again by 2 to just get 30 over 1. Well, 30 over 1 is just 30. So it is a whole number. So yes, it is in the sequence. And guess what? It's the 30th term. Okay, this number tells you which term it is. So if I were to write out this sequence, it would take me 30 times to get to 121. Okay, so let's have a look at example 3. I've been asked, is minus 51 in this sequence? Now, they haven't given me the sequence, the term to term rule or the nth term rule. So what I'll need to do is work that out. So to go from 9 to 5, I go down by 4. To go from 5 to 1, I go down by 4. So I can see I'm going down by 4. So we have minus 4n. Then what we do is we do the opposite to minus 4 to the first term. So the opposite of minus 4 is plus 4. And I do that to the 9 to get 13. That's a plus 13. So this will be plus 13. So now I've worked out the rule, I can make it equal to minus 51. And I've got to try and solve this now. It looks a bit tricky, but it's not too bad. So I've got minus 4 times n plus 13. So I need to undo this to get n on its own. So I will subtract 13 from both sides. Remember, whatever I do to one side, I must do it to the other. So I'm getting left with minus 4n. Take away another 13 from minus 51, and I get to, well, take away 10, I get minus 61. Take away another 3, I get minus 62, minus 63, minus 64. And then what I need to do is divide through by minus 4. Right, a minus divided by a minus makes a plus answer. So all we need to do is 64 divided by 4. Well, first of all, I can simplify this by dividing the top and bottom by 2. So I get 32 over 2. And then I can do it again because they're both even numbers. So I'll get 16 over 1, which equals 16. So yes, it is in the sequence because it's a whole number, and we can also say it is the 16th term. So if I were to continue this sequence to the 16th number, I will get to minus 51. Okay, there's some examples. Use these to help you, okay? Have a go at the worksheet and see how you get on.